Hello, it's Gypsy Soul here at Gypsy Willow Cottage, sharing my art and a little chit chat. Sink down into a big fluffy chair with a nice cup of tea or coffee and visit with me a while I do what I love. It makes me so happy to share my art and a little chit chat with you for a little while. Thanks for being here. Hello, my art chit chat friends. We're just about to get ready to do another art chit chat here in my little book. Welcome to my studio in Gypsy Willow Cottage. Here's Jax. He's always here. Always here. He's my little co-pilot, and we're just about getting ready for our chit chat. I've got everything together. Come along, chit chat with me. Hello, my wonderful chit chat friends. Here we are on a beautiful August summer day. The window is open, so there might be other summer sounds out there. Today I'm going to be working in my little book. You know how I love this little book. I just love it. Pretty soon I'll do a journal flip through. But while I was, I just put a little gesso down because I didn't want you to be, just waste time for you watching me dry the gesso. But while I was going through this book, I was just, going through reading it, and there was one of these pages I just have to read to you. It was so interesting to me. Now, of course, I can't find it. It's a book of plays. Now where is it? Oh, there it is. Let me see. What is this? 3 experimental plays. It's old. Of course, I've painted over the year, but let me read this to you. This is so interesting. What was that? The lawyer says, the damned souls at Full Strand. But why are they shrieking more than usual today, lawyer? Because the sun is shining here. Because we have music, dancing, youth. They feel their own suffering all the more deeply. Daughter, we must free them. Lawyer, try. Someone came to free them once and they hanged him on a cross. Who hanged him? All the respectable people. And who are they? Don't you know the respectable people? You will. Are they the ones who blocked your graduation? Yes. Then I know them. I just thought that was very interesting. Now I might have to read the rest of this play, but isn't that kind of cool? I'd like to use it somehow, some way, but I just found that very interesting. I love these old books. So I put little gesso down, and I'm going to be using these papers because I want to give an idea of forest, starry night, and maybe some forest greens at the bottom, but I don't want it to be so obvious. That's why we have to rip these in many little pieces, because I don't want it to be superly created, right? You know what I mean? I want it very impromptu, and you'll see I have an end game in mind. But so I want to give the illusion of the forest somehow, but in a collage-y way. So we'll just throw these on. Ooh, suddenly got dark and the wind picked up, and the breeze is coming in. Oh, I love a rainy summer day. This morning there was an abundance of little brown, I want to call them sparrows, house sparrows. I always want to call them wrens, but I believe they're house sparrows. I just love them. They're just adorable. Oh, and there's a little chipmunk. I wish I could show him to you. There's 2 of them that go out there too. My 2 chippies, I call them. So I just want to do these, a lot of overlapping with these trees, and then you'll see what I will do This is not going to look as cheerful as it appears once I am done. So let's see. Let's just do one long one here for this. I want to do the side. Let's do the sides first, and then we'll see what happens. And then we'll do all the middles. We'll do all the middles. Although we'll put this one further down because I want the stars up there too. So I'm going to use my regular gel gloss. And let's chit chat. So if you've seen some of my videos, you've seen that I wasn't going to go to the Erie County Fair, but I went because the food was calling me, as it always does. Oh, you know what? I learned this. I got this from, I'm not going to do that right now. Anyways, you know how I love fair food. So I went, and it was really nice. I went the first day. And all you had to do is bring 4 cans, free parking. How can you stop? How can you top that? How can you ignore that? So I went. So it didn't cost me an arm and a leg, and I got my stuffed peppers, which I dream about those things all year long. So I got the stuffed peppers. Got my Italian sausage. I walked around. I took the tram. It was, I mean, you saw the video. It was so much fun. I just love the fair. I saw a couple people that I knew. It was fun. It's always nice to run into people that you know. But yeah, that was nice. So then that was Wednesday last week. So the next day, I don't know what got in me. Oh, I know what got in me. Okay, I don't want this to look like a puzzle piece. Let's stick this over here. I told you I've been watching a lot of YouTube channels because those are more interesting, it seems to me, like right now than TV is. And there's a couple channels where they're in the Berkshires, which the Berkshires are only like 5 or 6 hours away from here. So Cindy picked up Jax and a couple things here and there, snacks, tea, what have you. And me and Jax took a ride to the Berkshires. And this is me being honest with you because I'm going to tell you I do this all the time. I did this, 2019. I saw on PBS there was a place called Grafton, Vermont. And the place looked so adorable that this is when I had Jasper and Jeffrey. I put them in the car and we drove to Grafton, Vermont. It was a teeny tiny town, but it was cute. Not a lot there, but it was a nice drive. Anyway, so in order to do the Berkshires, I did not want to do the throughway. I just wanted a nice slow meander because that's how I drive. I meander. Which is the best way to do it. Drive through all those little towns. And the nice thing, so I took Route 20 all the way down. Oh my God. What a nice scenic drive that is. I recommend it to anybody, anytime. Throughways are nice because you're fast and they have rest stops. But Route 20 had lots of bathrooms. I mean, what do you call it? Gas stations, etc. Cute little, little places, little towns and stuff. So, little town gas stations. Oh my God, we stopped so many cute little places. I bought newspapers from a few places, and those were fun to read when I got home. But you know what? Just driving through Route 20 with all the houses. And that's the thing, you don't see this on the thruway. You go by all these old historical houses that are probably 100 years old, 150, excuse me. Excuse me. Little towns that are just so freaking adorable. I've got lots of pictures. I might put together a little montage or something like that. And the thing is, some of these houses are big houses, little houses. gorgeous historical colonial houses, mobile homes with where you could see that they were hoarding. A lot of that. But what I thought is every single house that I passed, and there were a gazillion of them, has a story. And oh, that story probably is, right? Every house has a story. That's what I just love about driving down Route 20. Because, well, you know what? I did this, but I want stars, so I'm going to take these out. Oops. I want stars over here. Sorry about that, but hey, I was too busy chit-chatting. Anyway, every house had a story. Some of those houses were pristine, gorgeous farmhouses and things like that, and it just seems so it just seems really nice. It seemed nice. So that's what we did. We drove through and just looked at just watched everything, and it was just so cool to drive down Route 20. And then we started out late because I got the bug. I got the bug. And by the time we left, it was already noon. So we just drove us until about 5-ish. And, I'm going through all these teeny tiny little towns. And I'm thinking, I got to find a little motel or something, right? This is going to be hard to make, but we're just going to make these smaller pieces to make it look more whatever. And, another thing about Route 20 is you go by the Finger Lakes. Went through Skinny Atlas, went past Seneca Lake. Skinny Atlas is back in the day. I went to Skinny Atlas on the back of a Harley in the 90s. And we bought art. Yes, on the back of a Harley. We had this rolled up poster that we bought. But anyway, I digress. So, we went through Canandaigua. Just cute little places. And then I'm thinking, where are we going to sleep? So I'm thinking, because I do have my Wyndham credit card, because I love to sleep in, I like to stay in La Quintas, but there were no La Quintas close. But it was so weird because when I decided, well, it's time to stop. Where are we going to stop? All of a sudden, this Hampton Inn, Hilton or whatever, just suddenly appeared. We pulled in. People were so nice. We talked to so many people. Everybody loved Jax. Absolutely loved him. Of course, who wouldn't? He's so adorable. Gave it the breeder name because somebody might get a Shih Tzu all because of him now. So we stayed there, and that was nice. And then the next day, we drove a few more hours to the Berkshires. We drove through the Berkshires, got a burrito. And in true Cindy fashion, we were in the Berkshires for about 2 hours, and then I drove home. Then I took the thruway home, and that was a long, grueling ride because it took 2 days to get there and 1 day to go back. And that's what I always do. But it was still nice. Listened to a ton of podcasts. Anyways, so I like this paper. This is one of those little books. Ton of podcasts. Oh, this is going to be kind of like the stars. It's just like you can't really tell. Because I love my talk radio and stuff like that. And just ate good food. I didn't drink a lot. Like I normally would drink a lot of coffee, a lot of iced teas and stuff like that. But I didn't because I didn't really want to stop and potty a million times like I always do. Because we were on the thruway at this point. But yeah, it was very nice. It was 2 days. Very enjoyable. We liked it. Something to do. Got my wander out of my system. So I like this. I hope it'll show. Well, you'll see what we're gonna do after this is all done. So that was fun. That was a lot of fun. That's my summer stuff. That's what I like to do in the summer. The fair is still going on. I'm getting that urge to go again. Oh, I know. But the food is so good. So good. What else is going on? You know what? I never told you guys. Remember when I had my dilemma? Should I go to Florida? Should I sell this house? What should I do? And I told you I asked for a blatant sign. And I told you I would tell you. I should tell a couple friends about my blatant sign. And then I saw it 3 times. So my blatant sign was a dolphin. If I saw a dolphin, that would be a sign for me to go pack everything up and go to Florida. So it took 3 days for me to see the sign. I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw a dolphin. But then in the next couple of days, I got dolphins sent to me on email from newsletters, just newsletters. So got my blatant sign, but I really want to move to Florida. I really do. And I already picked out my apartment. I love the 50 Paramount in Sarasota. Who knows? Or maybe I'll go to St. Pete. Or I would love to be in Gulfport. But we'll see. We shall see. So I'm not making any plans to do anything yet, but I am, cleaning up the house, minimizing, throwing out stuff, just in case, right? Just in case I do go. Also, I went to visit a friend a few weeks ago, and she lives in Depew, and I can't stop thinking about how cute her apartment is. And I don't know, maybe I'll just go to Depew. Because I really liked her apartment. I liked the complex. It just seemed perfect. So, we'll see. We shall see. I'm running out of this paper. So, who knows? And then I walk through this house and I just think about how cute it is and how I feel so content here. And I am content here, but I don't think I can take care of this place very much longer. I certainly have not mowed the lawn in the last couple of days and I really should have, but I just don't feel like it. I just don't feel like mowing that damn lawn. So let's put some more trees in here because I'm done with this. So yeah, I did get my blatant sign 3 times. It's just the uncertainty of selling this house. I mean, before I bought this house, I used to move almost every 6 months. And I was fine. It never hurt me. It never killed me. I just moved because I'm a been there, done that kind of girl. I don't know. I get bored easily. I don't know. But if I didn't like where I go, I can always go somewhere else again. I know in my heart I should sell now because I can't take care of this place very much longer. I mean, I was walking through the backyard with Jax yesterday and it was like, we don't even use that huge backyard. I could make a pretty penny if I sold this place too, so. God, such a crossroads. Me, who used to move every 6 months. I should just, tap into that old Cindy and just pack the bags and go. But I am packing, I'm not packing stuff up, but I am cleaning stuff up. We might have another yard sale. I don't know when, but September, early October, I don't know. Get rid of more stuff because I have too much crap. But I have a lot of good crap. All right, let me dry this and then we'll come back. Silly me, I forgot to put my candle. Let's light the candle. See, I always forget this stuff. Old age creeping in. Okay. And I love this jazzy background music. I found this on YouTube. It's it's a YouTube channel. So it's called Relaxing Jazz BGM. And if you subscribe to it, all of a sudden, all of these other channels come up. You know how YouTube channels come up and everything. And I used to listen to Yoga Sanctuary Radio by Pandora, or I would tell Alexa to play new wave music. But I really like this. I like listening to this music when I'm reading. And I got more of those. I got some back issues of those magazines that I love. The In Her Studio. Oh, I just love those. I just love those magazines. But so let's rough this up a little bit. This is too cutesy, and we're not gonna end up. Excuse me. We're not gonna end up cutesy. Let's rough up. Let's rough up the night sky. Let's rough up the woods in the background. Let's see, a little water. Just want a little bit of edge texture. We want to really texture this up. There we go. How about more colors? Let's see, what do we have? Still. Same color. Let's do some brown or black for the woods. I just want more texture. I don't want this to be a Hallmark card. And this texture will come through and I do some stuff later. All right, there's a little texture there. Now, let's dry that real fast, because then I want to do stencil. So let's see, I told you about my blatant sign. All right, dry that all up. Now I want to do a little stenciling. Oof. So even though it's August, everyone feels like when the Erie County Fair comes, the New York State Fair is coming up, Labor Day, they always say it's the end of summer, but I don't think so, because I think summer just keeps going on. Even in October, it's still nice weather. So let's put some, I'm going to use raw umber, because I don't want to use black. I think this raw umber is a nice dark, close enough to black, but it's not black. Yeah, I don't feel like summer ends until maybe mid-October. Yeah, when Halloween comes, we know it's over. There we go. Oh, I just want some more. What I'm doing is I just want a little bit more texture for what I'm gonna do. Oh yeah. Ooh, that's a little bit much. That's a little much texture. I don't want that. There we go. There too. Not bad. All right. All right. So now, dry real fast. What about you? What are your summer things that you want to get done before the end of August? I've already done my 2 fairs. There's not much else. I don't hike anymore. I don't kayak anymore. I'd like to get back into nature journaling. I miss that. So I'm going to do a lot more John Muir Law's free classes on the internet. Those are the best. I do a lot. I'm going to do a ton of those while I'm sitting on the couch. So that's dry. So here's what I want to do. Let's see, I'm going to put this. I just want to draw a circle. What should I use for my circle? Charcoal? I'll use charcoal. Because this is going to be the moon. Yep. This is going to be the moon. And then the rest is going to be the woods, etc., etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glaze. You know what glazing is, right? Let me have some coffee. And take my turquoise phthalo. And phthalo is kind of a see-through, but I'm still going to also add water to make it more see-through, because I just want to glaze over all of this. And then this is going to be nickel azo gold, quinacridone nickel azo gold. Alrighty, so let's glaze this. Let me find a nice, put that in my water. Let's see, put a little water on my brush, and then let's just add a little glazing. And hopefully when this dries, it'll be more see-through. Oh yeah. See that? I love that. And I'm just going to use the 2 colors. More water. More see-through. See, now you're seeing what I mean by I wanted just a little, I wanted some stars in the background to make it look like sky. And then I like the overlaps, the edges. So cool. I think I might do something with the circle too. Maybe do a little, what do you call, stabilo all. Oh, I want this more see-through so we can sort of see the forest ground somehow. Well, we can always just do, this too. There we go. I have a better idea once it dries. And then, you hear Jax in the background? I don't know why. I think he wants to go O-U-T. I'll do that next drying period. Although the lawn is soaking wet from all the rain from this morning and last night. Love the rain. So who knows when I'm going to mow that lawn. We got videos out there. You see my backyard. I love my backyard, but I just don't use it. You know why? Because I don't like bugs. I know, and I have a sunroom that I haven't used in a couple of years. I used to fix it up real cute too. Don't use that either. All right. Doesn't it look nice? Maybe we'll do another layer once this dries. Maybe, maybe not. Kind of like this. But yeah, let's let this dry. I'll be back. Took Jack's out potty and look what we found in the bag. I love flowers. So this is semi-dry. I'm gonna try something. You know how I do that stuff with the white gesso? I'm gonna try it with the black gesso, but I don't want to do a lot, just a tiny, tiny bit. We can always test it. We can always test it, right? What if I test it right here? Ooh, that's a lot. All right, we're just gonna do a little bit, a little bit. There we go. Yeah. Just for the. That's a lot. Just pick it up a little. Just want to get those edges. That's all right. Not bad. I don't want it too harsh. There we go. Keep this in. That's not too bad. Hey, we're experimenting, right? Let's put that. Now I have it all over my hands. And I moved the wet wipes. All right. Let's let that dry a little bit. So while that's drying, I can do, we'll do the moon. We'll glaze the moon. And there we go. So what I'm gonna do is, I've got a little saying, a little quote, and then I got a picture that I want to put right over here. I don't know if the picture and the quote go together, but I like the quote and I like the picture. You'll see. Ooh, I don't have my glasses on. Let's put my glasses on. Oh, that looks nice. That looks nice. I like a nice full moon. Not in real life. I mean, I do love a full moon in real life, but does it affect you the way it affects me? I always said, oh, the full moon doesn't affect me, but it sort of does, kind of. I've gotten to the point where I don't even put the moon phases on my calendar because I don't want to know when it's a full moon because I get funny. I don't get funny. Like you funny too. But for some reason, I don't know why, I always get hangovers near a full moon, if you get my drift. I will not drink all frickin' month. For some strange reason, full moon comes. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't do stupid stuff. But I do stuff sometimes that embarrasses me. My friends say, oh, Cindy, don't be embarrassed. But I do. I get on Facebook. I used to get on Facebook and say stupid stuff. Or I would play music and say stuff about the songs in my past. And nothing bad, but God, I don't know. It bugs me. It just bugs me. So I kind of like that moon. This looks kind of messy, but let's let that dry a little bit. Oh, it's beautiful out. It's just gorgeous. Actually, it's gotten to the point where I think I have to shut the windows because it's getting a little muggy because of the rain. But, and then the AC will probably kick on soon, so. I'd like to do a little, where's my stabilo? A stabilo. I'll just do a little stabilo around the side, or the moon, and then we'll activate it with some water. Give it a little edge. Yes, Jax. Edge. What are you barking at out there? What you barking at? Huh? And that's the thing. As long as Jax is with me, I can go anywhere, I guess. I should just... Well, you know what? My neighbors put their house up for sale. And if they sell pretty quickly, that's a good sign that maybe I should too. We shall see. We shall see. Oh, yeah, that looks nice. Oh, I like that. Give the moon a little edge. Oh, that's nice. I love this little book. I'm gonna, pretty soon, if I fill up a few more pages, I'll do a journal flip through. Oh, I like that. See, now when this dries, it doesn't dry that dark. Really. He's barking at his toy. So let's let this dry naturally. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and this is not dry yet, but I've noticed that the picture that I want to put in here, yes, another raven. He needs something, so we're gonna have to do something. Let me put something down so I don't mess up this, but what can we do with him? Where's that charcoal? This is charcoal. He needs something now, and it's like, I don't want to mess up this picture though, but he looks so dull, right? He looks kind of dull. I don't know what he's barking about over there. What, darling? I don't want to mess this up, but he just needs something. I don't know. It's not dark enough for some reason. I don't want to mess him up. I think that's going to have to do because I don't want to mess up this picture. You know? Should I just edge him out or something? That do it? Maybe, yeah, a little edging. There we go. Maybe a little edging. Just need something. Just a little edging. We'll put him like right around there. All right, Jax, hang on a second. Alrighty now, let's put this raven in here. she was a little bit more darker, there's not much I can do. I do love the picture, but we're just gonna go with it. Because I love this picture. He's part of the whole reason that we did this. Where do we want him? Let's do him right there. I might have to draw a twig for him to be standing on. No biggie. Oop. No biggie. Speaking of twigs, did you see my washi tape twig branch? Was the video before this? It was only a few seconds. Go look at it to see what I did. I have all my washi tape displayed now. But you know what? Maybe that looks better now with him on there. And maybe I'll do a little bit once this dries. Let's draw a little twig. Yeah, I put all my washi tape on a twig so I can see it now, and it looks really cool because I never use it because it's always... I'm just going to use the raw umber that's been sitting there. The washi tape is always in a drawer, so I just never use it. Oh, that's cool. The twig looks cool. Surprise myself sometimes. Just do the twig going off into there. Sometimes I surprise myself. Oh, I love it. I love it too. That's cool. And now we will... How do I want to do this? I just want to do a... So I will put my quote. Why stay young when adventure lies in change and growth? That is a quote from May Sarton. May Sarton, I found, was it 2019, 2020, or I'm sorry, 2020? I don't know. I found her. She's a poet and a writer, author. I found her because I was looking for a book on solitude. She's got a book called Solitude. And let me tell you, I have this love-hate relationship with May Sarton. Let me just tell you. I love her. I have 14 of her books. Yes. Because when she did Solitude, it's kind of like a journal. And you know how I love to journal. I love to read other people's journals. And her journal was called Solitude, which is even better. But let me just say, I think she died in the 90s, but she does not know what the idea of solitude is. But I still have 14 of her books. 13 of them were journals. She lived in Maine. It was another thing I loved about her. She walked with her dog and her cat, and she was a gardener, and I just loved reading the mundane things that she wrote about in these books. There were some sort of like journals. She did not know what solitude was. She was always had people around. She was kind of a narcissist, I'm gonna say. And I've had narcissists in my life, but oh, that looks so cool. But I don't know. I couldn't stop reading her books, and I wrote notes in the books. For example, and you know, another thing I liked about her books, and the reason why I read them, is because it was about her growing old. Let me tell you, before I retired, I was obsessed with, you know, what is it like to grow old? I wanted to know, and that's why I read these May Sarton books. She was well into her 80s, I think, almost 90s, towards the end of these books. There's like 13 of them, and I read every single one of them, and I'm going to reread them again. But I gotta say, even though I'm getting older, or I am an older, I am not old. I'm still in my prime, and I gotta stop thinking that way. Old and decrepit. I am not old and decrepit. Let's just say that. I am just fine. I am fabulous. So, I don't know. But I was getting, you know, I wanted to know about growing old and what it was like. And she tells you like it is. So here's the thing. So one of the things that really bugged me about her, she had this gorgeous place in Maine. She could see the ocean from her frickin' house. And she would reach, her thing was, because this was before the internet, and she was a famous author, so people would write her letters. And she had tons and tons of letters. She would go up in her office, and she would write back to every single one of these people. Every single one. This was before internet, couldn't email, which I thought was really cool. Oh, that looks so cool. I like that. And one of the things that she always did that really bugged me, I even wrote notes in this book because it was like, she always ate breakfast in bed. And here's her thing. She would go downstairs because her bedroom was upstairs. Her writing room was on the 3rd floor. God, this house just sounded wonderful. And she would go downstairs, make her breakfast, put it on a tray, and carry it back upstairs and eat breakfast in bed. Every single day. And when she got older, in the older books, she would complain that she couldn't do those stairs anymore. It was getting harder and harder. And I was like, for crying out loud, the only person who still eats breakfast in bed is the Queen of England. Which at the time she was still alive. And I was like, just eat your breakfast in the kitchen. Why do you have to go up those damn stairs? And she would complain that she couldn't do those stairs. I was like, these are like obvious common sense things. It would really, really bug me. But I couldn't stop reading her books. They were really, I mean, they were good. And what was really interesting was there was a autobiography that was written by another woman. And I sensed certain things when I was reading these books. I mean, it was blatantly obvious that she was a lesbian. That was not what it was. It was other things like her narcissism and the way she was kind of like a stalker. But in her words, you read her side of the story. But when you read this and I read the autobiography after I read all these 13 other books. And I also have a couple of her poetry books. I'm really not a poetry person. I don't know. But I got a couple. I haven't read them yet. And the autobiography just fills in all the gaps. I mean, this was like, you know, the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And she would do a lot of lectures and things like that. When she talked about being in solitude, she was never in solitude. I think 3 days tops. She was by herself because she was always off and running and traveling and always had people over for tea, blah, blah, blah. But her books were interesting. Anyways, and I do have a lot of notes in the books about things that bug me, and it just makes me feel better. But I'm sure there was other stuff. But anyways, this was one of her quotes. It's a longer quote, and I will, let me find it. I'll read the whole quote to you. She had a couple quotes. Let's see. Let's see. Why stay young when adventure lies in change and growth? That's the short version. There was a longer one. Oh well. Here's another one. It's amazing how quickly we forget pain after it's over, part no doubt of which seems an infinite capacity for renewal. May Sarton. Um, Homeward at last toward the native source, seasoned and stretched to plant his dreaming deep, May certain. That was the name of her first book, Plant Dreaming Deep. Another one of her quotes, is it a flaw in my heart that attracts passionate attachments that I cannot handle and do not want? That's me. Anyways, shall we do a little edging? And then I think we might be done with our chit chat for today. I highly recommend you read all of May Sarton's books. And if you're into poetry, her poetry books. She never hid the fact that she was a lesbian, and I think she wrote about it. And this was during the times when you didn't really talk about that stuff. So she was a trailblazer, and she was, and things like that. But it's interesting to read about stuff like that. I mean, one of my best friends, Kevin, he was gay in a time, even in the 80s and 90s when we were friends. I didn't know he was until he told me, when it was obviously blatantly obvious, But back in those days, it was not obvious, so I don't know. So it's interesting to read about these things. And her books are very interesting. She'll piss you off a lot. But it's worth it. It is worth it. So I guess I'm gonna, my wood is being delivered Friday, so I would think I'll reread all those books in the wintertime in front of a fire. So, that looks good. Doesn't that look good? Oh, that'll look really good once I spray the stuff and the varnish, gloss, and then do the wax. But I love this, and I opened up my heart to you. I always love opening up to you guys in my chit chats. Thank you for being here with me today. Bye bye. I stopped growing old because I'm good at being young.